Your 20s are a confusing time.
Your 20s.
Your 20s.
20s.
How you 20?
Their 20s.
My 20s.
In their 20s.
Our 20s.
In my 20s.
20-year-old self.
Oh, to be 21.
This week, we're looking at physical health, part 1. In case it's not evident by my name, I am African, specifically Nigerian, and to us, food is a pretty big deal. Obviously, there's the superficial aspect of the jollof wars. Nigerians have the best jollof. I will not fight with you in the comments, fight with your mum instead. But on a deeper level, the recipes that we pass down from generation to generation are love letters to the people that came before us. Being neurodiverse, I struggle to express and interpret emotion, and food is a love language to me. When my friends are going through it, I will be in that kitchen and I will make the homemade ice cream, and I will bake the cookies and the cupcakes, and I will make the rice and the chicken to show you that I'm there and that I support you. To me, the kitchen is a site of sisterhood. It's where aunties give advice and grandmothers nurture. Food is incredibly important to my identity, to who I am. So when I was 9 years old, a couple things happened. Firstly, my family moved to the most rural corner of the country. Secondly, I started ballet. And lastly, I started puberty. This combination of things is why I started counting calories and continued to do so for a decade. Breaking that addiction is one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. You see, I was the first and only black girl to attend the school I moved to, and throughout my time down there, I dealt with a lot of racism, a lot of racial abuse and harassment. I convinced myself somehow that the less I weighed, the less visible I was. The less visible I was, the less people would try to hurt me. Looking back, I wish I was kinder to myself, but I punished myself for every kilogram I gained. I was incredibly active. I danced, I did cheerleading, hiking, swimming, sports teams. At one point, I even woke up every morning to run several kilometers. Honestly, most of the weight gain came with growing up. At age 9 and age 19, I can't weigh the same. And that's okay. So last summer, when I was in the States, I chopped life. I enjoyed myself and I gained a lot of weight. I said I was going to lose it when I came back to the UK, but obviously I got sick and I was in bed for a couple months. During this time, I gained more weight. Right now, my BMI, my HDL, and my HbA1c are looking very messy. This means for the first time in my life, I need to lose weight, and it's not just because of a simple obsession. And I'm absolutely terrified of counting calories again. I'm terrified of falling back into bad habits and believing that when I eat good food, I deserve to eat, and when I eat bad food, I deserve to be punished. If I'm being really vulnerable, I've not been healthy about it so far. I've tried different diets that are restrictive and fasting and weight loss supplements. And honestly, as I'm recording this, there are still weight loss pills on my shelf right now. And I've been considering saving up for something more potent. To be honest, I am absolutely terrified of this journey. And I don't really know what the next step should be, because I know in my 20s, I can't keep going on with this cycle, and I need to have healthier body image and a healthier relationship with food. I am unhealthy right now and I need to lose weight. There's no way around it. I have to have a better diet and have more discipline. And I'm working on it. Right now, I'm walking more. I'm getting back into boxing and ballet. I can't say if I'm going to fall back into old habits. And I don't know if I'm going to buy weight loss medication or not. One thing I hope is that this battle doesn't consume all of my time and energy as I tackle my 20s. I pray that when I'm 30, I won't look back and regret the decisions that I make today. I know for sure one thing I have to deal with is my body image and self-esteem. I can't hate myself into being skinny, and I realize that. And I'll leave you guys with something that one of my friends said over brunch last week. She said, "Angie, don't forget the Bible talks about the bread of life, not the salad of life. So go eat some carbs." If God so loved the world, then why is it such a horrible place? I find myself asking this question again and again.